And let's make sure the mic's on, because that would be useful. And then you can hear me, even though you could see me and watch my mouth moving. That would be kind of funny if I just sat here doing a thing and you couldn't hear a damn word I was saying. Although I could probably type it out. But why would I want to type it out if I can just say it? And by I mean Storm of Iron. And this right here is SnowRunner. Upon examining the objectives that I needed to do, I forgot that I needed cement. I need cement to make my bricks. And that is a crying shame. Because I have to go get cement. And I can't just use the cement that's in my head. Because there's a lot of it there. So much. But that's alright. That's neither here nor there. Also, I realize I should probably have the controller in my hand. I don't know where it is. Maybe I can Jedi mind trick this thing into moving. No Jedi mind tricks to make the truck move. I can't even make the lights flicker. Moya Surfer Dude, how are you? Doing okay. We're here. So hopefully things are better. We're not at work. We're not dealing with life and reality right now. So this is what we're going to go with. Man, I have cables and cords and wires and connectors and stuff just everywhere. It's a mess, effectively. It is a mess. Because I don't have like a permanent setup for all of this. Everything's temporary. Everything's got to be broken back down and then set back up. Ooh, you can. That is good. That is fantastic. And that gets things hopefully started to be back on track. I go for mine in 1 week, and it'll be my second. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see where everything goes. But I get the Moderna, and I got to drive like 35 minutes away to get it. Which isn't bad, but it's also at 11:45 in the afternoon, so... But I mean, that's not too bad. We can roll with it. Oh, unlike Mufasa. Wow, Relic, that is digging deep. That is digging dark. Your wire situation is dire. It's like a black hole. Anything that goes near does not come back. Yeah. I completely sympathize with that. I mean, I've got stuff that just... Like, realistically, if I left things alone, I would probably trip and my head would crack like an egg on hitting something. So, yeah. Okay. I'm a water bottle. And I found my controller. So that's good. So, let's see where we left off. All right. Well, we actually have 1 unit of cement here. Okay, I did bring over an extra thing of cement. So I have all my sand. We don't have to go back to the quarry. And I have 1 unit of cement. I've got plenty of fuel in this thing. Where did I leave off? I left off somewhere. And who knows? Who knows? Where can we get cement? Where? Oh, where can we get cement? Cargo Creation Zone 1 has cement. Number 2 is the sand. Number 3 does not have cement. Okay, so something tells me we are nearby the paper factory there. How about let's get the Kolob over here and bring it back to Cargo Creation Zone number 1. And kind of go from there. And then we'll haul the cement over. And then we'll haul the bricks back. But then we need crap. Then we need consumables. I still want to know what's in those consumables. Could be anything. Could be lunch meat, could be peaches. 74, 941. Check. And go. And we're gonna need some fuel. Okay, so we're close to the fuel station, so that's alright. And we will pollute the atmosphere in this digital game world ever so slowly. And it's actually, it is kind of funny. Speaking of fuel, everybody's all worked up about not being able to get gasoline. And mostly, it's pretty much identical to the same thing that happened with toilet paper and paper products about a year ago. That your consumables contain chili cheese. Oh, relic, those are the good ones. The chili cheese Fritos, those are the real good ones. But yeah, just like last year, there is an artificial scarcity being created simply because people have panicked because they think that fuel is going to run out. So they're running out to go fill up everything that they have. But I would love some chili cheese fries right now. Chili cheese fries Fritos. Also, I would like some regular chili cheese fries as well, because that would be really, really good. And then again, I just like food. Which, I mean, I need to cut back. Because my dog is going to yell at me. Like usual. Also, I have like no volume on my game here. I had a toad in the hole tonight. Toad in the hole. Is that like weird slang I'm not familiar with? Or do you actually legitimately have like an amphibian in some manner of pipe somewhere? Also, realistically, I should fill up my truck because I actually need to put fuel in my truck because it needs fuel. And it would be a sad state of Ah, sausage. Juju beans. Sausages and Yorkshire pudding. That sounds fantastic, actually. Yorkshire pudding. Is it Yorkshire or Yorkshire? Well, I mean, you're allowed to. You can do that. That's your thing. Darn it. York. I don't know why I did that. That's weird. Because I've actually, like, re-hot mapped the mic mute button. And that's funny on two different levels. But Yorkshire, like the Hobbit's Shire, Bilbo Baggins, the Bagginses, Samwise Gamgee, played by Sean Astin. Poor Bob. Although, Stranger Things, new season, Yorkshire. Yorkshire, Yorkshire. Hey, Rip, we got some Yorkshire going on over here. Like a stupid New Englander. The Shire. The York of the Shire. Samwise Gamgee with his pots and pans cooking up some tasty pudding. We're going to finish up Paper Factory Section C. We're going to get this done. Tricksy fat hobbitses. Exactly, Relic. Yep. Words are hard today. Exactly, Relic. Relic. This truck is moving exceptionally slow. I don't like that. Why are they moving so slow? Stuck on something? We drag it. It's alright. We'll make it work. Trixie fat puppets. Andy Serkis, that guy is incredible. He read, for a charity stream, actually, he read the entirety, I believe, of The Hobbit. Banged up the drivetrain there a little bit. But yeah, Andy Serkis read the entirety of The Hobbit in a charity stream. And that was actually rather impressive because it was the whole thing. And he took like a couple of breaks here and there, but to read that much and then also do the voice work for a lot of different stuff, that was cool. He is a fantastic character actor, motion capture actor. And he's actually really great in whatever he shows up in. He was in Age of Ultron. He was in Black Panther. Oops. Oh, this ain't good. That was a lot more suspension damage. Okay, that definitely wasn't good. But we may have to run out with a repair vehicle. Yeah, I really like all of those movies. I actually don't think I've completed watching... What was it? The Hobbit was stretched out over 3 movies, right? I think. I remember the old cartoon Hobbit. That was really good. That was actually really, really cool. Let's see. We need bricks. We need to get cement to make the bricks. We need 6 of them. And you know what? While I'm here, I can get 2 consumables because I can go buy. Yeah, no, this will work. We can do stuff. As long as we have fuel to do stuff. Make it happen. Hobbit got 3 movies for 1 book. Yeah, and Lord of the Rings got 1 movie for each book. Hibbit, Hobbit, Hibbit, Hobbit. Fire up the generator. Fuel tank. Pop off the generator. Truck to the Kolob. Then we want to make. We only need actually. We need to make 6 bricks. We have 1 cement over there. We need 5 cement. The Hobbit read to you by the primary school teacher in class, and she did different voices for the different characters, which was fab. Her Gollum was the best. Yeah, Gollum, I think, tends to be one of those characters that really ends up being the best. Did that. Now, have 5, so we can do 1, 2, 3. And equipment, 3 consumable. Okay. I did not relic. That actually sounds pretty funny. That sounds actually really, really funny. See hobbitses. So, let's see. We can deliver the consumables, then we can deliver the cement. He does it as Gollum. Him and Jack even break out into That actually sounds ridiculously awesome. Jack Black, if you pay attention to Jack Black's Instagram, it's incredible. Jack Black's Instagram is just fantastic. Speaking of Gollum, the actual way one dies in lava is far more horrifying than the romantic sinking shown in the movie. Ooh. William Sterling, always coming on strong with the little tidbits of information that make us cringe. I appreciate it. Also, I need some volume here. Hold on. There we go. Now I've got some volume. Yeah. I can only imagine. But I would also think that in, like, No Time Flat, your nerve endings would be, like, flash fried and you wouldn't be able to feel anything. But that's just my thought. I could be wrong. Alright, back up. And sweep away. Take down as many trees as humanly possible. Why am I doing so? Oh yeah, we'll cleave some trees. leave some trees in twain. Could end up like Anakin. Sean Bergen, hello. How are you this afternoon, this evening, this morning? Wherever you are tuning in from your particular time zone. Ooh. Pain receptors deep inside your body as well. Bones have them, etc. William Starling, you must be fun at parties as well. General Norman, it's kind of funny. Not that long ago, I had rewatched all of the Star Wars films from start to finish. And like all of them. California Time. California Dreamin'. Which is 2. Because it's almost 1,500 hours. If you go by that 24-hour clock. California Time is alright. Once in geography class, someone said that what would happen if I dipped my finger into a river of flowing lava when we studied volcanoes? You would actually probably have to get close enough to that liquid magma. I kind of, it's funny when you think of a flowing river of lava, my brain goes to Ghostbusters 2 and the river of slime flowing underneath New York, and somehow the general overall demeanor of New Yorkers. I don't know if it influenced the slime or if it was a byproduct of the slime. Danny Linlow, go to California. I would have to get on a plane to go to California. Apparently I am needed to go to Atlanta in September. But we're going to see how that plays out. Because that is a convention. And I would then have to get tickets for that. Find lodging. Do all kinds of weird stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, liquid nitrogen. You get, actually, nitrogen, or, nitrous for automobile applications is a very interesting science because it's an NO2 particle, or NO2 is the chemical composition of nitrous oxide for automotive racing applications. So under heat and pressure, I think it's the nitrogen that bonds the two oxygen atoms, and under heat and pressure, it breaks those bonds, making more oxygen available. Therefore, the engine can actually add more fuel to the combustion cycle, thereby creating more horsepower. Georgia is it? Oh, that is. Yeah, you're right. I temporarily forgot my map there. If I decided to drive, it is 16 or 17 hours away. But that's if I wanted to drive 16 or 17 hours. The most I've done in a day is probably closer to 8 hours of driving. Yeah, right around 8 hours of driving. That was all the way out to western Pennsylvania. Ooh. That is unique and terrifying. If the falling into the lava didn't break through the surface, you would start skating around the surface as you violently expel gas. Yeah, see, you say plane ride is the way to go. I've never been on a plane before, so I have no idea how everything goes. And I kind of feel like, I would be the unlucky individual who would get pulled aside by the TSA, and they would say, we're going to do a thorough search, as they with the rubber glove. So I know. Oh, that's way too funny. Rookie numbers, can't even make it across Texas in 8 hours. Yeah, that was a long, in a 24-hour span. I think I went close to 1,000 miles, I believe. And that was when me and my brother went out to western Pennsylvania to find out where my great-grandparents were buried. And it was kind of a cool trip. Second flight was 21 hours to Australia. First flight was 1 hour to France. Yeah, but when they get invasive, they go with the rubber gloves. At least that's how my mind is thinking that things are going to work. I don't know, because I've never been on a plane before, so I've never been subjected to a screening before. I mean, overseas flights, yeah. Yeah, because, yeah, there is nothing. There is just ocean. There is nothing. It's like that Alanis Morissette song. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? And air turbulence. I would imagine it's something like, I don't know, roller coaster, violent roads. Flown once, went from Ohio to Texas with your grandma when you were little. Remember being in air terror. Also, I like to think about the Twilight Zone and the Twilight Zone movie. So you've got the William Shatner Twilight Zone, where he keeps looking outside and there's something on the wing, and they don't believe him. And then the Twilight Zone movie episode, where that thing is tearing apart the engine on the wing. And yet again, nobody believes him. Not great on your flight back home from LA 2019. Oh, why are we stuck? We're stuck on the wheel, that's why. So, over here, swing a little bit wider. Get down. Nope. Just graze the tree as we go around. 2019, before the world took a collective dump. Alright, so we're going to drop off the consumables here. And the cool thing about this is, if I drop off a couple of units of cargo here, it's less cargo I have to haul over later. So, yep. And we have 2 different 3-slot trucks, as well as a number of different trailers we can use to haul that stuff over. So that's cool. Hell, I could even use a Ford F-750 with a flatbed on the back. Come on. Man. It's always being so difficult. I just want to drag the trailer around the corner. Is that too much to ask? Apparently so. There we go. If you ever own an airline, you shall have placed a gremlin doll on top of one of the engines that stares at the passengers. That's fantastic. crazy, traveled 2 years ago and doesn't feel like it. You know what? It doesn't... reality is weird right now. Everything feels so strange and bizarre. Everything feels weird. Alright, so we gotta go across and then up to Brick Production Site. Let's make it happen. This is cool. This is gonna get everything all squared away. Actually, you know what? 5 units of cement, I could have totally used a different truck to do this with. A little too late now. Unless we want to bust out a crane, drive all the way over here, offload the cement from one vehicle to another. We don't want to do that. This thing is a road slug, is what this thing is. It's so incredibly slow, but it will tow a mountain of goods and cargo. That's a plus. Actually, what was I watching? That was a horror anthology not that long ago. I had started to watch Creep Show. Creep Show 2? I think it was the second one. What's the one with the kid was waiting at the newsstand and the creep drops off the comics? I think that's 2. Which, Old Chief Woodenhead is the first episode in the anthology. I love anthology horror. Sometimes horror movies are just, they're too long and drawn out, so that you're kind of waiting. There's too much downtime. And it's the same thing like a short story. I feel a short story is a better format a lot of times, because you don't have to worry about the little extraneous stuff. You just get the horrifying, terrifying crap right there. And I'm kind of okay with that. There's like a large amount of horror anthology stuff. Like Stephen King has a bunch of it. Skeleton Crew. 12 past midnight or whatever the hell it is. And even beyond the short story format, like novellas and stuff like that. The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. You've got Cabal, which is what Nightbreed was based off of. That whole movie is good. If you have a chance, see the restored, remastered version of Nightbreed, because it adds in like another 12 minutes worth of footage into the whole thing, and it's great. It is so good. And it's interesting too, because when that movie came out, you had very few feature films where man is the bad guy and the monsters are, just trying to live. That's a great movie. I got, where did I get that? It came with a mini poster. It was a... I don't remember, because they do all the steel books and everything. I realistically should pick up the steelbook for Event Horizon, and they do a Blu-ray of Event Horizon, and that movie, Event Horizon, Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, incredible, absolutely incredible. It's a very early Lawrence Fishburne movie, too. 97, I think, I want to say. And that's the one where you get to see an individual exit an airlock without protective gear. That movie had a ton of people. The guy who played what's his name? Yeah, it was pretty gross. Let me look this up here. Let's see, how about... Man, I almost forgot what I was looking up. Oof. My brain is like all over the place. Not good. So... Jason Isaacs is also in that. Sam Neill, Jolie Richardson. Who else? Kathleen Quinlan, Jack Noseworthy, Richard T. Jones, Sean Pertwee. That's right. He is also in that. There is a lot of. Yeah, they cut out a ton of footage, and unfortunately, everybody screams for them to release. Like, you know how Snyder Cut fans were demanding that release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. Whatever. This one, they had all kinds of footage that they had to remove and actually be able to get from an NC-17 rating to an R rating. Primarily the footage when they're shown what exists beyond, where the event horizon had been and what happened to its previous crew. That whole thing was just messed up. So messed up. Right. So let's push this little guy right out of the way. Oops. Just gonna shove this truck right here. There we go. Open storehouse, and let's offload all of the cement. Now, 6 bricks. 6 bricks. So, what we want to do, change trucks over to, let's go to the other call out. Let's use, wrong truck. The 74760 and load 6 units of bricks on there. Let's, this guy. Let's take the paste on. Let's let's steal some fuel from the paste on. Pop it off a little bit. Fire it up. Yeah, you get very you get very slight glimpses of all of the stuff that ends up taking place, and it is seriously messed up. I think the film is incredible. I mean, it's an absolutely incredible piece of filmmaking. It also has a lot of elements that are very reminiscent of Warhammer. And if anyone's familiar with Warhammer 40k, the warp, the chaos gods, reality warping and tearing, and just all kinds of really crazy stuff. That is actually a lot of wild, very similar kind of themes. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what would have happened had they released like a fully unedited, unrated version of that movie to DVD, because it really gained a cult following. I think it's awesome. I think it's an awesome movie. Right up there next to my copy of Riddick, actually. You know, but it all depends on how they make that jump. Like the Enterprise, you go warp speed. Even Spaceball 1, you've gone to plaid. So the event horizon is unique where that it creates a singularity and holds space and time so that you enter at one point in space and exit in a completely different point in space, because for a fraction of a second, those 2 points in space actually exist in one area at the time. The ship also had, I believe, a black hole. It had somehow captured a black hole or whatever that drive was. And the interesting thing about Event Horizon, the ship, was that it borrowed a lot of stylistic elements from Warhammer. The ship itself was a Gothic piece of architecture. Flying buttresses, the cathedral-like windows, like the Galactica. You know, I am a horrible sci-fi fan in that I didn't see nearly enough of Battlestar Galactica. I am a terrible person, and I admit that. But that's okay. I can sleep at night. Also, please don't fall off. Which version? I know, I am. I'm an uncouth heathen. I fully admit that. Speaking of heathens, we have Wrath of the Druids, which appears tomorrow. The DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out tomorrow. I know they're not barbarians, they're Vikings, but uncouth heathens nonetheless. Well, heathens. You know what also is one of my favorite Viking movies is The 13th Warrior. 13th Warrior is just a wonderful movie. Antonio Banderas and the leader of the Vikings, Owain, that character actually voices one of the main characters in Skyrim, which is awesome. And yeah, Moya Surfer Dude, Wrath of the Druids, that expansion, that DLC, looks phenomenal. Also, I didn't realize they're making all new music for it as well. So Einar Selvig actually on his Instagram had released information that the music will be available at a certain point in time. But I personally and honestly feel that Assassin's Creed Valhalla could not be as amazing of a game as it is if it didn't have the soundtrack and the audio that it has. And if you've never heard the soundtrack for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you owe it to yourself. Also, I'm fixing my sneaker. You owe it to yourself to listen to the sound. Even if you haven't played the game, I mean, maybe you've been here when I was streaming the game in its entirety. Or not the whole game, but basically I played close to 160 hours. Ah, Rebecca and Miracle. So good to see you. Yeah, I had... So, about 2 months ago... Is it 2 months ago? I don't even know what time it is anymore. But for the past several months, I've been streaming SnowRunner. And previously to SnowRunner, I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla from start to finish. Or at least what I would consider the finish. And it's weird with that game because they don't really give you an idea of what's the start, what's the finish, where it goes, what you're supposed to do. They don't even say, "Hey, you've finished the main plot of the game. Here's all the other stuff that you can do." It's simply you come to a point where things happen and you're left going, huh, okay, I guess, I see, I mean, that's a thing that happened, all right. But then you don't know where to go. They don't tell you anything. They don't give you any ideas. They don't give you anything to go by. There's no unlocking of a different game mode. There's no additional information. There are significant amounts of stuff that you can do in the game that if you're familiar with an Assassin's Creed game, you've got this overarching plot line that weaves its way through history about the Templars fighting the assassins, the subterfuge that goes on between the two, and it reaches into modern day. So you're actually playing in the modern day a character who is you're reliving the genetic memories of a character from the past. So with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it is 852 or 952 BC, or no, excuse me, AD, Viking time, AD, like 950 or 850 AD. So right towards the end of the what would be considered the Viking Age, or at least historically considered the Viking Age. The next DLC, however, Wrath of the Druids, takes us to Ireland and what was referred to as Vinland. And that is going to be awesome. So awesome. Everything about music, just the way that the game looks, I am all for it. I am so all for it. I can't wait. Which is why I think probably I'm going to download and install the game tomorrow. We'll see how long it takes to do, and we'll sort of just go from there and play it by ear. So maybe we'll see some Assassin's Creed Valhalla tomorrow. I love the game. I love the music, just the land that you get to explore. And a lot of you have heard me talk about this many times before. So we'll see what happens. I know there's a lot of people who still really enjoy SnowRunner, and maybe I will mix it up and kind of sort of bounce back and forth, but we'll figure it out. We'll see. Because SnowRunner is receiving Phase 4 DLC next week. And I really am looking forward to it, because I love this game. And this is another game which has a great soundtrack, or not even a soundtrack, but ambient music that accompanies everything that you do, as well as I love just simply looking around in this game. This game, you can create some of the coolest screenshots. And some of my favorites are probably from Lake Cove with Aurora Borealis overhead. Oh yeah, different. Dude. Giddy up. Get us going. So all we need is 3 units of consumables. And then I think Paper Factory Section C is done, which then moves us on to getting cellulose, which I think is probably going to be something having to do with getting lumber and trees over to the factory to create cellulose. And I think the end goal of that is to create 16 units of cellulose. And where they have to go, I have no idea from there. But we'll figure it out. We'll find out where it goes. I think Loader already did a whole bunch of this stuff. He's been playing on the public test server because he's got a PC. I do not. I am a console plebeian. Or, you know, as to whatever the PC players refer to console players. There's my good old Caterpillar 745C. Kind of chilling, hanging out. You know, like, hey, I got some fuel right here. Need some fuel? Get some fuel. Got you covered. Alright, so... now... sort of drag this thing right on through. And there's no possible way of getting these trucks through these areas without riding up against a Jersey barrier or a light pole or something like that. See, and that's the way it should be, though. But there are a lot of PC players who kind of look down on console players for some reason. I am happy that more games are actually becoming cross-platform. The fact that you can actually sit down with your friends and play something like... Alright, so sell this. And then... Look at this guy. Let's clean up a little bit of the map here. So... like, instead of just completely dividing the player base, you've got games like Call of Duty, Destiny, all of these really big multiplayer... Well, Destiny you can still play single player, but that's, you know, you're getting ahead of things there. You've got all of these pools of players who... And it's interesting how gaming companies have done this, and you've got games where you release map packs, and only certain players buy certain map packs, so you continue to trickle down and water down your player base. Why wouldn't you want the largest pool of people together if you're playing a multiplayer game? Very good point, Rebecca and Miracle. That is if you play multiplayer games with randos, that's one thing. I particularly enjoy a lot of multiplayer games where it allows me to connect with people that I wouldn't typically get to engage with on any given basis. Like, right now, I get to play SnowRunner, and I get to hang out with everybody, and I get to talk to everybody, but it's just me in the game. Yeah, sure, I could go over to the multiplayer, but that's got its own host of problems too, and we could only play multiplayer with those on the PlayStation console. And I probably know a grand total of one other person with SnowRunner. Well, technically 2, but the second one doesn't actually use his console anymore because he's too busy. So I know one person who would jump into a multiplayer game. It's 2 people. That's it. You can do up to 4 on this game. But, see, here's the thing. If you take a game like Call of Duty and you jump into, say, Outbreak mode, which is one of my favorite modes right now. Outbreak mode with 4 people is a blast. That is an absolute blast to play Call of Duty with 4 people. You sit there, you get some mics. You can either do the in-game voice chat, which is a little bit dodgy, and you got to learn to just kind of accept it. You have to make sure your party lead has a pretty stable connection because he's the one running the show. Or you can simply load up Discord and everybody can talk on Discord while playing the game, and it's the best way to do it, or at least personally I feel. Let's see. So we need to get consumables from railway station. Why does the railway station have consumables? Turtle Rock hasn't explicitly confirmed Back 4 Blood crossplay in any of their official marketing materials or trailers, but the studio has reportedly confirmed cross-platform support on their official Discord. Ooh. Consumables. 4 consumables over here. Okay, we're going over here to get consumables. That's what we're... That way we don't have to go over here to go over there. So we need something with 3 cargo slots. Let's find something with 3 cargo slots. Either the Pay Star, or we could do a truck and trailer, but then we have to drive back. Or we can do... How about the Western Star? Do the Western Star. UOD2s or UOD... I think it's UOD2 that are the better one. Yeah. Let's do this thing. We'll do the Western Star, and we'll drive over to that other area. Oh, wait. We actually need a bed on the back of this thing. Oh, wait. That's only 2 units right there. So we need something with a 3-unit capacity. Also, Relic, I believe we spoke about PlayStation getting Discord support, which will be fantastic. PlayStation Voice is, like, partying up in PlayStation, like, voice chat is great for PlayStation View. But, yet again, I'd also do the twin steer, but let's find something fun. As far as we talked about yesterday, Skull and Bones has been pushed back to at least 2023, and that is definitely the big sad. I completely agree with you, Relic, because I would really enjoy playing a pirate-themed game with a bunch of other people. And the idea basically built around Assassin's Creed Black Flag's naval combat style. That's cool. All right. About... What else was a 3-slot trailer? Or a 3-slot truck? Pacific 512. Yeah, but this is only 2-wheel drive? Let's see what we can put on here, though. Yeah, that's only a 2-slot trailer. Or 2-slot cargo. Yeah. Words are hard today. So that means we will be using the International Paystar, which is the only one. I thought I had something else that had a 3-cargo slot. You get the twin steer that's got a 4, but we can use something different. We can use something that we don't typically use. And I do like this truck, though. This is a fun truck. I like the fact that Call of Duty is cross-platform. Outriders is cross-platform. And they are, in fact, making Destiny cross-platform, which might actually give me a reason to play, because that is another game that I play that basically nobody plays that I know of. Or at least one person does on PlayStation. But when we look at it from hey, who else plays Destiny? Tons of other people on both Xbox and PC. I'd cross-platform. something like that. That goes without saying. That would be a blast. It would actually definitely give me a reason to go back into that game and start playing again. Because I never really had a problem with Destiny. It's just that after playing it, and you get to a point where if you don't have people that you can group up with, you can't do raids, which negates a large chunk of the game, and then you can't really get like nifty cool stuff that way. There are other ways. Like, sure, you've always got Gambit, you've always got the different other modes. Just a lot of stuff that you can do, but you don't have access to all of it. Didn't realize till yesterday the characters you play on D&D Dark Alliance are Dritz, Broner, Hattie Bree, and Wolfgar. Okay, so all named... Oh, so you play named characters. You don't actually create your own character and go? That's going to be interesting. I do kind of miss Diablo. Diablo Reaper of Souls was fun. And that was just a straight-up button masher. Like, there really wasn't anything super, like, involved in... Let's see how well this thing does get through here. Diablo 3 was a decent one. Diablo 2 was probably the best of the bunch, though. That was a great game. But even any game that is like Diablo, you've got Torchlight, I think. Just a bunch of other stuff, but Diablo is great. Diablo for mindless fun is fantastic. But then you get to a point where you min-max your character and you try to really just go crazy with it. Oh, R.A. Salvatore, yep. I read... What was it? Forgotten Realms? I had read some stuff so long ago. Ages and ages and ages and ages ago. I can't even remember the type of stuff that I read. It was D&D books. I have a lot of Warhammer books that I read. Those are cool. Also, Piers Anthony, who was a fairly interesting character when it came to sci-fi and fantasy. He was a little bit of a weirdo if you actually sit back and examine some of the topics and things that he discussed and talked about. With the Xanth series, Incarnations of Immortality, Split Infinity, a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty impressive, the different worlds that he completely created from scratch and are so well thought out and formed. And this is coming from, middle school me, but who knows? It could be utter and total horse trash as far as I'm concerned right now. But I wouldn't know because I haven't read it in decades. Cool. Good slab. Consumables. 1, 2, 3. More space. There is no more space in space. I guess I could have gone forward and then turned around, but then what fun would that be? I also like, as we're backing up, the guy's looking into his mirror. We just have to... We just have to look out for these tree stumps. Because we don't want to encounter the tree stumps from hell. Yeah, see, we could follow this little path right on through over here, but we're not going to do that. Totally not going to do. This is just easier. I know Loader always mentions the shortcut. One personal book collection is all by Salvatore Tolkien and the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. What is the... You know what? I read, or I started to read what is the Wheel of Time? That series. Also, I have a lot of Lovecraft, Poe. Yeah, a lot of Lovecraft and Poe. And there's compilations that I have. But I've got various different books with different chunks of short stories and stuff like that. And then compilations that have... Oh, crap, crap, crap! So that happened. I didn't think that would take us that high. Thank you, William Sterling. Because that is your button right there. The Nelson laugh should be renamed the William Sterling laugh of shame. Sword of Truth ages ago, most of it anyways, and Wheel of Time on Prime. That's right! They are doing something with that. That is also, what was it? The Terry Pratchett stuff. I watched a lot of the Terry Pratchett stuff. There was the one with Sean Astin, which I forget which... Was that on Netflix or was that on Prime? I do want to watch this. What is it? The City Watch or the Night Watch? What the hell is that? Oh, this is so sad. This is a terrible sadness that has befallen us. It is time to go and get ourselves a crane truck to pick up all of the things that we now have lost. Let us take this crane truck. Because we are filled with sadness and lamentation at the loss of our cargo. Hopefully the consumables are, in fact, waterproof, and they're not like boxes of macaroni and cheese where it's going to get messy. The water in that area is going to turn a suspicious orange color from all of the tang that is spilled out from the cargo. Or the Kraft macaroni and cheese unnatural neon orange. It intermingles in the water. Oh. There's been some interesting cargo spills over the ages. Trucks carrying cattle, chickens, lobsters, all kinds of weird stuff. I've actually never seen Legend of the Seeker. Let's see, what is it? The Watch or is it the Night Watch? I'm trying to think here. Terry Pratchett. Discworld. So, Discworld is... the Hogfather. Going Postal. Okay, it's all on... It's called... Okay. The Watch is what it's called. That's on... Season 1's on YouTube TV, oddly enough. The Discworld films and television series. So, The Color of Magic. The Color of Magic? Ah, that's right. The Color of Magic had Tim Curry in it. That's right. That was a great show. And I think I saw that on Amazon Prime. That was a lot of fun. And even though The Watch has nothing to do with the next movie reference I'm going to make, and this is kind of an obscure one. The name itself is the only thing that kind of reminded me of it. Has anyone ever seen the two movies, and they were supposed to be a trilogy? I think they were Russian. Night Watch and Day Watch. Now there's a little nugget for you of trivia. Or what is it? Not Night Watch. Okay, so Night Watch came out in 2004. And there we go. There we go. So, that is the first one, Night Watch. It is, and I don't know if anybody has seen it, but it's a really, really well done, strange, bizarre movie. Yep. Alright. So, the rescue Azov has been dispatched again to fix my little bit of a snafu. Oh, you did? Ah, that's awesome. And it was supposed to be a trilogy. Night Watch, Day Watch, and then something else. But I don't think they ever got around to completing the trilogy. Which is too bad, because it was actually a really, really cool concept, idea. And it was just bizarre. It was just really bizarre. So they only made it to Night Watch and Day Watch. And I forget what the third was supposed to be called. But the main character from the two actually shows up in the comic book movie with Angelina Jolie, Wanted, as the weird Russian dude. Alright, so let's figure out how to do this. Kind of. Kind of. Last watch. So, let's get this guy back on all four here. Jeremy, nice to see you pop by. Hope things are well. Or going well. Or did you ever... You're prepping for your D&D campaign this evening, right? Or did you finally make it past your paperwork and now you get to do your own things? I don't know what the third was supposed to be called. Day Watch came out in 2006. Grossed $31.9 million at the Russian box office and received mixed reviews. It is the follow-up to the novel Day Watch, or, well, Night Watch rather than its follow-up novel Day Watch. Oh, that is actually based on the second and third parts. So... Huh. The guy who plays Anton, I believe, is in Wanted, and that's pretty cool. Game is in 10 minutes. And you're still really enjoying that game too, right? Which is pretty awesome.
Try to get this thing back. This is not going to cooperate very well. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to download and get the DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we'll dip into that. We'll see what happens, and who knows? Maybe even we might pop in for a Saturday stream and see how much we can make happen. Because I'm also currently playing Outriders, and I don't know how close to the end of Outriders I am. But it's been interesting so far. That's right. Come on now. Ooh. Ready to do this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, see? Perfect. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So, release the winch. Or the crane. Now we just have to get over there so we can get our cargo loaded up. Do I think that's progress of some sort? All right. Let's use the truck that we just winched upright and get this thing set up so that we can, in fact, get the cargo that we need put back on the truck. Activate it. Train mode. Well, so I don't know when this game actually ends, because this is actually a surprisingly really long game. I played a lot of it over the weekend, just trying to get through the story because I kind of want to get back to Call of Duty. I've got more levels to unlock in the season pass. And I sort of wanted to unlock at least all of the season pass for Call of Duty. But, I mean, if we don't get to it, we don't get to it. Things happen. That's alright. Come on now. Come on now. Get you. Get you. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. See that? That's skill right there. So, okay. Yeah. Nope. Don't do that. I hear there's a lot of other stuff that you can do, but I don't know. Outriders is kind of weird for me. Yeah, we did start dipping into outbreak mode and stuff like that, and then we get sidetracked, and then there's just too much stuff that happens all at once. So, come on now. And then we got other people's streams to watch, and stuff happens, and, you know, stuff and things and stuff. Alright, perfect. So, over to the other truck. And pack cargo? Perfect. Alright, there we go. We're back in business again. Oh, is that why I wasn't making progress through the mud? I forgot the differential lock. That's entirely possible, too. I just yanked myself through the mud. grossness here. I wonder if there's leeches in here. You think there's leeches in here? Does Wisconsin have leeches? They probably have leeches. Where was Stand By Me? They had leeches. Leeches are creepy. Kind of like mini lampreys. Has that teeth and stuff. They are everywhere. Yeah, they are everywhere. So Outriders, I have some thoughts on that game, and it's not a bad game, and I do find the story compelling to a point where I really want to find out what is happening with the story, because it takes a long while to sort of really sort itself out, because it's all over the place. And I may, for the hell of it, actually dip into right, exactly, Relic. I might actually even dip into the other game that People Can Fly made previously called Bulletstorm, which the name and the irony behind it is not lost on me. So Storm of Iron playing Bulletstorm, it could potentially happen. It's a fun game. It is a hysterical game. You can see where the company pulled a lot of elements from Bulletstorm. That's also first person. The Bulletstorm is for first person. They have a variety of different guns. Actually, quite a few guns. Where I don't like with Outriders that your sidearm has infinite ammo. Okay, that's fine. Your weapon slots are basically two. You swap between two weapons and that's it. So you have to be really smart about what you equip for weapons, but it's also because you sort of end up using them more like stat sticks than a Bulletstorm of Iron and Lead. But the weapons in Outriders tend to be more like stat boosters than actually useful items. Later in the game, enemies just shrug off bullets like it's nothing. So you have to rely on your powers to really make a dent in it. Okay, also, we're here. This is the 3 consumables that we need to unload in the loading area. Let's see, here we go. Cargo management. Consumables 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we make. Oh, wow. We're actually really building this thing up. Okay. Paper and package. Paper Factory Section C. Fantastic, we did it. Thanks for all your work. Here is your reward. So it's not like a contract payoff. It's not like a paycheck. It is your reward. We are rewarding you. Like to say, we are rewarding you for not peeing on the carpet. Okay. $35,500. Or whatever particular type of unit that we take. So, where... You know, it occurs to me, we actually have a lot of other stuff that we can do. Restoring the tracks is in Grainwoods River. Train departure is Grainwoods River. Stone Creek Lumber. So the lumber is all... So where's the weather station? That's the weather station. You have minefield on your pistols. Every time you kill an enemy with your pistols, spawns 4 to 5 mines that blow the bejesus out of other enemies near them. Actually, that is one of the better mods to have on a weapon. Anything that causes explosions or additional damage to the enemies around, because they always cluster up. There is usually never one enemy solo by itself. So anytime there's an enemy that you can kill that spawns like an anomaly or something that actually like blows up right there. Let's see. So deliver to the weather station. Let's simply accept this stuff so we don't have to worry about rail trail. Deliver to the railway station over there. Okay. Medium logs and long logs. Deliver to the mill station. Log loader crane is recommended. Medium logs come from over here. You know, this is a lot of busy work, is what it is. This is a ton of busy work. See, there's a log station right there and a log station right there. Medium and log logs come from there. But we're not going to get into the log lumber stuff right now. Big trees to small homes. House in the south. House in the north. Fusion Blast on your LMG and Storm Whip on your... Storm Whip is fun. I like the one that calls down the Claymore. Claymore on a weapon is awesome because it drops this gigantic sword that just obliterates whatever you're shooting at. Yeah, see, this is all just busy work. Structure, so restoring the tracks, that's the other map. And Green Lake Paper Mill, so Wisconsin truck trip. So deliver to the unloading zone, Rainwoods River. So we have to get 16 cellulose. The paper factory. Let's go investigate that. So what do we need to make cellulose? The paper factory is constructed. Not the paper factory. Cellulose. What do we need for cellulose? Oh, so one of the powers that I find most fun is when I have gravity leap on my Devastator. He jumps up in the air and flies directly at a target and slams into them. And usually, if you have the right mods on your gear, you can do an extreme amount of damage. Okay, we don't actually need to create cellulose. This is going to be... Hold on. Global map. Grainwoods River. Where do we have to go in Grainwoods River to drop cellulose? So, Wisconsin truck trip. Unloading zone. Oh. Okay. So... So we can actually take a truck all the way from here over here and then dump that stuff off. Okay, this is getting kind of interesting. Yeah, in Outriders, there usually isn't a lot of corpses left. There's a lot of fine red mist. We'll put it that way. What do we got? We got 7 o'clock? That's not too bad. We have GG Edgeley's game night tonight, depending on who's going and who's into that. Also, Guy Gilchrist is doing Waka Wednesday, which is live now. So, Guy Gilchrist, he is the Jim Henson's cartoonist. Let's see. Get 10% off when you upgrade your subscription to a 3-month bundle, and 15% off when you upgrade to a 6-month bundle plan. Interesting, but I don't think I will do that. Also, apparently we have another Kickstarter for stuff from Trial by Trolley. Weird. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Okay. Let's see about transporting. So we're going to need actually to use... Hold on. Let's go back to this map. We need to go here or no? No, we can go there. I think we can go there. Where does that put us out? I think this is the one we need. Yeah, I believe that this is the one we need. So we can go all the way from the paper factory to here. This looks promising. You have an ability called Eruption that creates an explosive volcano eruption under a target and deals AoE and damage over... Okay. For me, if I inflict bleed on targets and enemies, I actually regain health. So I have skills that will inflict bleed. So my Earthquake and my Gravity Slam. So if no one has ever seen the game, William Sterling, if you've never seen the game Trial by Trolley, it's a game by Cyanide and Happiness, who did Joking Hazard, which is a bizarre, absurd, and awesome card game. It's like, so if Joking Hazard is like Cards Against Humanity, but with comic panels, Trial by Trolley is a game where you have a trolley, and it splits into two. The track splits into two tracks, and you have a group of people who play the game. The idea is you start putting down cards, and it dictates what is on each track. So the idea is you could have 3 nuns on one track and a group of orphans on the other track. But then there's also modifiers that say if this person is left alive, they will cure cancer. Or if this person is left alive, they will go on to be the Antichrist. Things like that. And then the idea is to argue to the conductor, who is the individual who chooses which way to the track will, which track the trolley will go down. You have to convince via argument which group of people basically deserves to die. I got it towards, what was it? I got it kind of beginning of the year and never got to play it. Well, beginning of last year, and never got to play it because the world took a dump. Right, so this guy I don't think I need. Cover him. Put him back. What I do want, though, is the other Kolob. Yeah. So we need to get this guy back to... If I could go through there, then that dumps... See, the only thing that I don't like is the whole thing where it's like, where does it dump you out? Where does it put you? I think this one brings us over here. So there's no trailer store, and there's nothing over here. So what we will do... Actually, you know what? We can go to the paper factory because we're kind of close, and then loop over to grab fuel, and then hit the gateway to Grainwoods River right here. We'll do that. But we gotta back out again. We have half a tank of fuel. Let's see what we can do. Land barge. take... We need 16 units of cellulose. We have an 8-slot trailer. We need 2 trips. The answer is obvious. Throw the track switch after the first trolley truck goes by, but before the second truck. This will turn the trolley somewhat sideways and traveling both tracks so you kill everyone. How did I know that was sort of the answer you were going to go for? That was definitely something. I mean, that's not a stretch, but you would probably know more than any of us because you have the most amount of train, trolley, track tomfoolery. But the cool thing is, it has a little game tile, and it has like a little plastic trolley. The character's name is Trolley Tom, and it's pretty comical. Loader, how are you this evening? Hope everything is well. What's good? We're discussing the Cyanide and Happiness series of games, which they just announced an expansion for Trial by Trolley, which I still haven't got to play. Also, I never got to play the game that I kickstarted, Pissed at FedEx. Did they not deliver something, or did they deliver something dated? So it hasn't moved yet. I was having a real problem getting stuff from the mail, actually, a couple months back. It would take, so I ordered a print or a poster or whatever it was, and Gigi had sent it out. It took probably, so it was like 3-day express mail or whatever express mail was, but it ended up taking like 2 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that, and it took forever. The priority express mail was not priority or express, and it was not taken care of at all because the postal individual had left it out front because the cardboard tube that was shipped in did not fit in the mailbox, so they left it right outside. And it had started to rain. Had I not left work the 15 minutes early that I left work early that day, I would have had a priceless poster destroyed by rain due to the post office and neglect. That actually happened in real life once with a car and a caboose on a train going full speed. Scared the conductor out of his wits. That does sound reasonably terrifying, William Sterling. Not gonna lie to you. Alright, let's see if we can't get this thing to a fuel station before we run out. Because I think I need to go get fuel before I get the paper products, the cellulose. At least we're not hauling like cellulite to a medical dumping facility. Because that would just kind of be weird. Like a whole bunch of tapioca pudding. Only streamed the test server once. The other SnowRunners are the regular server. That's cool. But yeah, this comes out in a week. Yeah, that does happen. Deliveries left at the bottom of the driveway with no notification until you actually go out. Yeah, and it's frustrating because if you're waiting for something or you are waiting on something that is fragile, I've had Subnautica is noon on Friday, and is it Friday that you're doing your 14-hour stream, or what day you plan that for, Laura? I've had stuff left that says specifically on it, do not bend, photos or art print, do not bend, labeled all over it. They take it, they bend it in a 90-degree angle, and then they stuff it into the mailbox. And it is frustrating. We'll see if monitor comes in. So is your 14-hour stream monitor dependent or not? Or are you just going to push ahead and go for it? Or do you want to be surrounded by monitors as you delve deeper into the underwater depths of Subnautica? The underwater world of Subnautica? Alright, so Guy Gilchrist is actually drawing, looks like Rolf. This is kind of cool. Yeah, Guy Gilchrist is an awesome dude. He's actually going to be at Terrificon, which is in the Terrificon. Terrificon 2021 is July 30th to August 1st, and I'm still up in the air about whether or not I'm actually going to go. It's an hour and a half or 2 hours away. Yeah, there is a Bob Ross channel on Twitch, and it gets ridiculous amount of views and a ton of viewership, which is fantastic, so that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Perhaps I should... Okay. One time the UPS guy delivered a whole box full of weapons to the crackheads down the street from... It was clearly the wrong address, the wrong name, and everything. Beyond pissed. The idiots didn't want to give me the package either. They ended up calling the cops, and I got my package too when I showed back up in chainmail ready for war. Oh my god. Oh, Relic. Good sir, you are priceless. That's some quality there. Back to novellas for a second. Stephen King's The Long Walk is a novella I could see real life imitating someday. Who else did... Was that Pittsburgh Comic-Con? So which one was The Long Walk a part of? I thought I read... Wasn't that a short story already? That just... Wait, there was... Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to have the Hunger Games soon enough. So that's entirely possible. Not that I really want districts and announcers with funny hair and stuff. Alright, so let's fill up, spin around, let's head back, let's grab our cellulose, and then on trucking. The Long Walk was a Judge Dredd scene. No, there's a short story that is actually... I believe... Hold on. Yeah, Stephen King's The Long Walk. Let me look this up here. Hold on a second. So The Long Walk is a dystopian horror novel by American writer Stephen King, published in 1979 under the Richard Bachman pseudonym. Set in a future dystopian America ruled by totalitarian and militaristic dictator, the plot revolves around the contestants of a grueling annual walking contest. While not the first of King's novels to be published, The Long Walk was the first novel he wrote, having begun it in 66 to 67 during his freshman year at the University of Maine, some 8 years before he first published the novel Carrie in 1974. No, Running Man, totally different. Running Man is so very much different. So basically, the long walk is legitimately just. Let's see. In dystopian America, a major source of entertainment is the long walk, in which 100 teenage boys walk without rest. They fall below a pace of 4 miles per day, they receive 3 warnings, and are subsequently shot by a group of soldiers on an accompanying half-track. The last boy left walking receives a prize of their choosing, as well as a very large sum of money. Okay. The Running Man. Yeah. Yeah. Weesh. 4 miles per day, which, I mean, Alright, so go this way. On a sign. Alright, let's keep going. The Running Man movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse the Body Ventura. That one's that's a slight departure, I believe, from the source material. Oh, yeah. Slightly gassy there. It is very much more difficult. 4 miles an hour is it's not just a brisk walk. There's like some urgency to it. You know, it surprises me. We're doing 7.1 liters a minute as we're just cruising along in top gear. The second we hit some mud, the fuel economy just goes through the floorboards. Which reminds me that I still need to go fill up my truck at some point. I don't know if I'll do it tonight or if I will hit the gas station tomorrow morning. But probably a better idea tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because I don't want to be doing the long walk to work. Which one? Get our cellulose. Bring it to the unloading zone. The Running Man is... Hold on. Let's check. I think it's based off of something different. So, it is loosely based on the 1982 novel of the same name, The Running Man. The Running Man, story follows protagonist Ben Richards as he participates in the game show The Running Man, in which contestants allowed to go anywhere in the world are chased by hunters employed to kill them. Okay. So the Running Man is actually based off of another Stephen King work called The Running Man. So that was there's a lot of motion and movement in Stephen King's works here. All right, so get ourselves cellulose. Eight units of cellulose. Now we just gotta kind of here. This corner a little bit. Where are we going? We're not going... We are going... Yeah, okay. We're facing the right direction. Yeah, Stephen King, with the power of Google, let us find out. How many books did Stephen King write? So, Google's top answer to how many books did Stephen King write is 82. But I think that King has published 62 novels, including 7 under the pen name Richard Bachman and 5 nonfiction books. He has written over 200 short stories, most of which have been compiled into book collections. So that gives you an idea of just how much. Well, yeah, it takes into account the Bachman books. Do more backwards, and then we go forwards. All right. Cellulose. Alright, let's see if it settles on here. Yeah, okay. There we go. So I think this actually shouldn't be too bad transporting this stuff from here to the unloading zone in Greenwood River. Oh, you know, that is a very unique idea. And the whole idea behind that is actually really, really interesting as well. The monkey shines. Yes. Not going in the right direction. Let's just verify that we are in fact headed in the correct direction. So we've rebuilt this bridge. All right, fuel over there. Yeah, we're good. We are golden. Stay golden, pony boy. I think it's my sock that's bunched up around my toe that's kind of annoying me. But that's neither here nor there. I would just much rather clip my toe off with a pair of side cutters or something. Make it fit my sneakers better. Not have to worry about it. Make it more streamlined. Not really. Kind of a terrifying thought when you think about it. I just want my shoes to fit better, so I'm going to clip my small toe off. Alright, come on, let's go. Through the mud. Let's make this happen. These paper products that we have. I certainly hope that they cover these paper products in plastic or shrink wrap or something, because if it starts raining or I don't know, we dump over in a river or a bog somewhere, and all of a sudden the paper just expands. You had to stop playing this? Why is that? Yeah, it's a good time, isn't it? Which Russian map? Or is it the Lake Coved Russian map? Whether it be Lake Coved or Amandra. Ah, such beautiful maps, though. But such awful, terrible, nightmarish terrain to have to contend with. There's some really difficult maps. That's good stuff. I enjoyed Lake Coved. It was difficult. The deep snow drifts, though, were somewhat irritating because it unnaturally slowed down your truck for no good reason. And it really made it more of a chore just to force you to go slow. Oh, the Ford truck. The F-750 is one of the best scout trucks in the game, hands down. But the thing about it is, Amandra has the final upgrade for the Ford truck. It's the big engine, which you absolutely are required to have to make the truck even get out of its own way. The truck has like 3 engine upgrades on the first map, and all of the rest of the upgrades are available on the first map. But you want the second map for the F750 engine upgrade, which is completely on the opposite corner of the map. And you want the twin steer upgrade, which is just a little ways into the map. You turn right and you go up around a little horseshoe. Oh yeah, the Apache. Yeah. That one is kind of a mediocre truck at best. While you can carry some supplies in the bed and have a roof carrier rack, you can't attach a trailer to it, and it is very ineffective in anything moderately difficult for terrain. Which, honestly, a lot of the scouts are like that, and it's somewhat frustrating because it's a scout truck. It's supposed to scout. Even if you have nothing towed behind it, you should be able to use it to traverse the map, which the Tataran, the TUZ-420, is the best in the mud. The Lodestar 1700 is actually really good, and the F750 is also really good. Every other scout vehicle in the game is hot garbage, and that's unfortunate. And I love a lot of the scout vehicles. The Hummer is ridiculous because you kind of feel like just... You shouldn't be driving off-road with it. You should be at your Malibu beach house sipping martinis. Yeah. Prototype, the prototype trailer, the radar trailer, the radar trailer is neat, and it's super useful, and it's really unfortunate that they kind of use it only as a gimmick to unlock parts of that map. Just the low-key background music, just kind of hanging out every time. Not the radar trailer? Which one? I'm trying to think. Bit of a top off, a quick splash and dash. This was NASCAR. Actually, the NASCARlo, one of the better roadkill cars that they've used. That thing's cool. Fuel one that is hidden inside the rail yard. I'm trying to remember. But it's been a while since I've done those maps, so anything's entirely possible. Look at a scout vehicle. Yeah, I know that there was one factory where you actually had to hit all of the objective points, one after the other after the other. And I ended up I cheated. The last point I couldn't get to, no matter what I used. So I picked up a scout with a crane truck and then lifted it over the wall, dipped it down into the zone to complete the section of the map, or complete the section of the mission, and call it a day. Prototype fuel trailer. There's a lot of fuel trailers, but oh yeah, I followed the path, and for whatever reason, nothing was cooperating, so I was like, you know what? I'm cheating. I'm done. I hit like 5 out of the 6 points. I couldn't get the 6th point, so I was like, no, we're not playing this game anymore. So over came the crane truck, and then I just... boop, boop, boop. The following objects cannot be placed on another map. It may cause collision problems. Continue anyways. Yes! Because I need to go to the other map because I have a trailer full of cellulose that I am delivering. What's really a shame is this one here, the International Harvester Scout. I love this vehicle. I love International Harvester. I love Scouts. International Harvester pickup trucks. I have somewhere that International Harvester logo that this has for a hood ornament, which is not really a hood ornament. Um, the International Harvester pickup trucks had that exact same International Harvester badge on the fenders. So okay. So we still have all of our cargo. And we have a water bottle too, so. There was a mission to get a prototype fuel trailer that was in the rail station, but you have to use a scout to go between the wall and the building, then over ramps to get to it. Prototype fuel trailer. The only thing I can think of is the radar trailer that you had to go and bring back. There's always the scout fuel trailers that you can get. Alright, let's make our way to the rail yard and drop off our cellulose. See, this is why there was a paper shortage last year, because we weren't quick enough getting the cellulose products from the paper factory to the rail yard. So people couldn't wipe their butts. So excited to go on a murder spree tonight. Oh, you know, I should really read that whole thing all the way through, William Sterling. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I have more fun watching Among Us. I don't mind playing it. So you're heading off now as you really need to get up early in the morning for booking this jab. Take care. Yes, Moya Surfer Dude. Let me know how everything goes. I hope everything goes quick, easy, painless, and fantastic for you. And that means you're well on the way to digging out of whatever, scenario that everybody is still in, or most people are in. But have a fantastic night. Thank you for hanging out with us. And we will see you soon. Yeah, Among Us, I'm okay at Among Us. I certainly have no problem going on a murder spree in Among Us. It's probably one of the highlights of the game when you can just sit there and just hack through people indiscriminately. But then you just have to, be stealthy and creative about it. Oops. Ooh, that was a couch. There we go. Back again. Yeah, I do hope Jake does pop by, because he's always pretty funny when he plays as well. So chances are I may tune in for that, but we'll see where we're at in, well, actually it's going to be 20 minutes, so we'll see where we're at. And then we'll go from there. Also, realistically, I could get the other truck from... Yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to get the other truck from the warehouse, or from the garage on the other map. Start from the garage, hit the paper factory, and then bring it all the way over here, instead of having to bring this back to a garage, dump off the trailer, start again. Because it's actually not too bad to get from the garage to the paper factory. And this is actually really, really easy this time around. Hopefully we just don't need any loading cranes or anything funny or fancy that way. I love exploring the new maps and having absolutely no idea where anything is. I think probably the most fun I had with that was the Alaska map in the last Alaska map. White Valley. That's what it is. I had the most fun in White Valley. And doing that is just, it's awesome. Driving around, having absolutely no idea where you are, where you're headed, what you're going to encounter along the way, and being able to finally find the garage that was on the complete opposite end of the map. And that map is huge. That map is gigantic. But White Valley was one of the more fun maps to do. And I really do like Alaska. I'm a fan of Alaska and Michigan. And if it were up to me, those would be the two maps that I would choose to do any kind of multiplayer activity on, because I am so familiar with both of them. Russia, it's kind of a pain because it's not fully unlocked once you start playing. All right, so, oh, that's right. Go left here. Right turn, Clyde. Yeah, I love those maps. Those are my favorite maps, Alaska and Michigan. Because they're not super difficult, but they're not a walk in the park either. Is this tree impossible to run over? Tree. There we go. Want to crush a tree, that's all. All right. There's a mushroom. And more mushrooms. There's usually a mushroom right there too. Oh yeah, pancake the mushrooms. There's all kinds of mushrooms on this map. I wonder what kind of mushrooms they are. You're back once again, Relic. Welcome back. Thank you for joining the party. We are just about to make it to the unloading zone to drop off 8 pallets of cellulose, so everybody can have toilet paper to wipe their butts again. Ah, that's right. This is the train yard where I dropped off all of the logs, the giant sequoia logs. They're there. And that's a trailer. Okay, so let's make a delivery. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. I would love a stuffed crust pizza. Okay, that is 8 units of cellulose delivered from one map to the other from our paper factory. A Wisconsin truck trip. Now, let's get back to this garage. Let's pick out the other truck, and I don't think we need to use a different vehicle to haul it with, because we're somewhat limited as to which vehicle can drag around the 8-slot cargo trailer. So, all right. Truck storage. Although, you know what we could use is the the Pacific P12. Let's consider our options here, because possibly we would like to do something different. So for heavy trucks, we have the Paystar 5600, the Pacific P12, which... links don't work, loader. Hold on. Prototype Exploration Unit. William Sterling, have a delightful time. And, yeah, we will try to bounce on over there. We'll see what happens. Because it's getting to be about that time. That's alright, though. It's too funny. Don't that. What are you doing? You're doing a thing. We do that. All right, there we go. Okay. So. Perfect. Okay. Pacific P12. Maybe. And we can't use the Caterpillar 770G. I don't think the Longhorn 3194 will actually make it. I don't think I can actually... No, I can put that trailer on there without the spare tires. Navistar. Because let's try something different. Let's try... use a different truck that we haven't used. Because we can use the Kolob. But... let's see what we can do here. So we can put a saddle high on this. Okay. Bug carrier... tank... saddle high or saddle low. So it has the saddle high. This is the... I don't really need... So these are specialized tire set providing great traction in the worst circumstances without sacrificing too much on-road performance. You know... let's live a little. So, yeah, there is only a handful of vehicles that you can get that are available to, like, purchase. So, alright. So this has a differential lock. This truck does not have all-wheel drive. So, potentially, we may find ourselves in an issue. But let's see what this thing does. Not that we need... This does have S+ power to weight ratio, so maybe it'll actually be pretty good. Yeah, the trucks themselves are actually really short money. They're not very expensive at all for the trucks. I'm trying to think, it was... which ones were available like that? I know the Apache was, and there's a Con. I think one of the Con was. Okay. This truck moves right along, at least with an empty trailer. So we'll have to see how it does through the mud and over the rocks in a couple of spots. But it also has an S plus power to weight. The only thing that's kind of going to limit this thing, though, other than the severe amount of tire and suspension damage I keep taking, is the fact that we have no differential lock, and we only have a 200-liter fuel tank. Ooh. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I thought that was horrible. I think out of anything, we might run out of suspension points before we run out of fuel. I mean, this thing is cranking right now. Did you get the Navistar? The MV5000 that looks like the war rig? Also, fuel economy is not bad. Probably could be better, but, you know, we'll take it. Take what we can get. This thing's actually kind of beastly. It's interesting. The Pacific trucks are actually very capable trucks, even if you can't get all-wheel drive on the P16 and this one here. The one that looks like a blue Mack truck. I'd have to go through and look at them again. So let's see what this does when laden with 8 units of simulants. Man, this thing is cooking. I am shocked. But also, I don't have any really heavy off-roading to do. Drop it down here, and then it just continues to just like, pull right along. This thing's no joke. Also, it steers a little bit easier than the Kolobs. The Kolobs are just pure, unmitigated point power. Cargo management. 8 units of cellulose, and it doesn't even change the power to weight ratio that this thing has. Actually, this thing's even easier to back up. A lot. Oh, yeah. Oh, we are like, it's almost like we know what we're doing here. Isn't it terrifying? I only had three. I had 3 legendary drops on my ladders. Also, this is an automatic, and we're just hauling this like nothing. Okay, I really like this truck now. This is the hell of a truck. I got 2 sniper rifles, and I actually so the only time I wound up with an LMG for a legendary is that I was able to choose the thing for a reward or quest or a contractor or whatever you call it. So this is where it's going to make or break this thing through the mud with the trailer. Yeah, this thing's still grabbing traction. It's the branches that are doing it in. Okay, I see what's going on. Alright, so just get it up and over. And yeah, it keeps pushing it. But yet again, it's just like any two-wheel drive truck in the mud, it plows the front end. Get it over. Yeah, we're good. We are really good here. I kind of feel like some of the legendaries are a little bit on the lacking side. I tried using the legendary sniper rifle, one of the ones that they gave me. It was 8 rounds. Yeah, no problem, loader. It was 8 rounds, and it just wasn't very effective. It had Claymore, so even if you took a shot and did probably 2/3 of a life bar of damage to an enemy, the Claymore would drop and finish them off, but it wasn't like a one-shot, one-kill. I like these tires. These are good tires. I wish some of the specialized Pacific tires you could actually put on some of the other trucks, but such is my case. Right, actually, you know what? We might be able to finish this contract and differential. Okay, so there's only a small amount of heavy mud, and even for the mud that this thing's going through, it actually does really well. I say that, and then it comes to a screeching halt. All right. Oh, that's because did the trailer bottom out? The trailer probably bottomed out. Oh, come on. Man, forward progress. All right, pull. Pull! Pull with all your might. Straight shot. Pull. Pull, pull, pull. I think it's because this truck itself isn't nearly as high as the Kolob is, so I think it actually got kind of hung up on the mud there. Now that we've actually made it through-ish, kind of. Let's get us back to the pavement, and then we'll be good. But this also feels like a lot of issues that you would have had early on. Just simply winching yourself from tree to tree to tree just to make some progress. The best thing is to actually attach the winch from behind yourself, whether it be from the trailer or from the truck chassis itself. Let's see what happens. This does. Alright. There we go. Yeah, see? We attach the winch to the very back of the trailer to a point forward, and then we use the winch to pull ourselves while actually driving out at the same time. And we're back in range. both. Blown away. This mud section through here was kind of brutal for this truck. I didn't think it was going to be this bad because we were actually making some pretty decent progress, but that was also with an empty trailer. So anything's possible, I suppose. But I am still pleasantly surprised at how well this truck does. Okay. Oh, you get the Western Star 49X. That is a really good truck. That's the one with the drop axle, or the tag axle there. Okay, let's make it over a couple of rocks here, and we'll be good to go. Alright, let's, what do you got? Yeah, I mean, the trucks are cheap enough that you really don't have to worry about breaking the bank on them. But why not, you know? We're hung up. Hung up on a rock. There we go. Nope. Crap. Now we're in business. Hopefully, we don't get hung up on other rocks on the other side of this, so we can actually make it through. Half a tank of fuel. The other fuel station. We're doing good. We're actually doing really, really well with this truck. Yeah, the next map is pretty good. There's a lot of trails and stuff in the next map. Man, this thing is coming in my corner. Seems like a race truck compared to the Colons. Oh, man. Alright, let's just keep on going. I love the Navistar, though. The Navistar is a fun truck, but it's really difficult to use because you cannot see a damn thing. One truck you had to tow with the dairy? Oh, the dairy. Yeah. Which dairy Longhorn? The 3194 or the 4190? It's slipping on the rocks right here. I mean, it's got the power to pull the thing. It's just because it doesn't have the all-wheel drive. Running into issues. Is that the one with the plane parts? I forget. Onto Rainwoods River. And away we go. Oh, okay. Yep. Grainwoods River, Wisconsin, USA. I'm really actually excited about the DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla tomorrow. I will probably fire up the PlayStation first thing in the morning because I think it's supposed to go live at 12:01 for console users. So I'll hit that. And maybe I'll have to bring my Eivor minifigure a little bit closer too. So. Rainwoods River. You know, I'm looking forward to it. And even if it's not, then the DLC is free because I own the season pass of the game because I get the collector's edition. And realistically, all the collector's edition did was, or at least I think it's got the DLC. I certainly hope so, because I get the Steelbook, and then I get the... So, they give you the game and the figure separate from one another. And it's the most bizarre thing. Where most Assassin's Creed games give you the game with the figure, the collectible. You know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole collectible. This you could simply, if you wanted to, you could go out and buy this figure separate from the game, not even have to do anything. Bizarre. Roman guns from the season pass on Cold War. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention. I've not played Cold War for a week and a half now because I've been playing Outriders when I'm not playing SnowRunner. And I do need to get back over to the Cold War to just wrap up the season pass. Or just the unlockables and stuff. Wow, that thing just bounced. That was surprising. That was any other truck that would have been a pop tire. But on pavement, this truck has some serious get up and go. Level 6 Prestige, that's cool. I think I'm Prestige 8 or 9 at the moment. But then Season 2 did not hang around for a long time. I wanted to get Prestige Master on Season 2, but for whatever reason, Season 2 came and went in the blink of an eye. Wasn't able to get it. Yeah, it's really not that bad when you get weapons that you're using leveled up, you get all the attachments that you need, especially the most important thing is the barrels for damage or range increases, and then you need the magazines for additional ammo. That's the most important thing with zombies. Additional ammo. Because Pack-a-Punch, the weapon rarity improvement, all of that stuff. That's just in-game as you play. A hostile Puma. You don't know how to get the audio clips? Okay. So, Puma, what we're going to do here is we're going to get you through. Basically, what you're going to do... Yeah, fast reload large mags. That's exactly what you want. So, if you go to your stream manager here, and you go down to extensions, and get... so you need to get sound alerts. So then you click on sound alerts. It's installed. So then you need to add a panel on your main page, or so you add a panel, and then you can actually configure through My Extensions which panel sound alerts takes up. Then you hit the little gear under My Extensions for sound alerts, and then you will open Sound Alerts dashboard. That is what you want to find and go to. ED appears to be live. Alright, so Gigi is live. So, I will deliver the rest of this cellulose. And then... And then Puma, I will focus more attention because I'm basically right here for delivering my cargo. Okay, so you're recording audio clips. Okay. All right, so let me mute the let me mute the other thing that I've got going here. Okay, so mute that. This, do that. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish delivering these paper products, and then service pensions. You know what? I have an idea. And it may be slightly different. So you have your sound alerts set up, and I will show you which options you need to click to make sure everything's all squared away. But you also want to make sure that your sound alerts panel shows up underneath your window when you're broadcasting. All right, let's get to the gun here. We're almost in this rail yard here. And I swear to God, if I dump this thing over, like right here, I would be very unhappy. But it'll also be probably some weird karmic thing that occurs. Which I don't want it to occur, but that's just fine. Alright, we're here. We're in. Deliver us some cellulose. Alright, cellulose. Fun. Parking brake. Unload. For 3 to new follower. Wolfboy Twilight. Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I already completed it. Okay, so that is the last contract that we had for Green Lake Paper Mill. So we transported 16 units of cellulose to the train yard. And we did it. Are you on PC? Are you on console? I haven't played multiplayer on this in quite a while. But I may dip back into multiplayer on this. So yeah, the rail sections I'm looking forward to doing. Basically, it's everything now from the other map we can do on this map. So it'll be a thing. It'll be a thing. You're on the PlayStation? Okay. Tell you what, if you whisper me on Twitch your PlayStation name, I will add you. And at some point in time, I will get to playing multiplayer on this again, because it's been a while since I've done multiplayer, simply because I am just going through and wrapping up all of the cool stuff that Wisconsin has to offer. But for the moment, it is 8:15. We have been just shy of 3 hours. General Norman, it is unfortunate that you come back just now, because we just finished that really big contract of Well, we finished the paper factory, Zone C, and then we just transported 16 units of cellulose in 2 separate trips to the rail yard on the opposite map. So, what we're going to do now, though, is raid one Gigi Edgley, who is currently playing Among Us on her channel. And it's actually rather fun. You know, General Norman, totally worth it. And honestly, if you have any issues whatsoever, also, are you inebriated right now? Because that played a large part into perhaps some of the issues you're having while playing this the first time. Even though Puma thought you were legitimately fallen over drunk in a ditch while wandering around outside. Which I was laughing about. So, what we're going to do is we're going to raid Gigi because she's playing Among Us, and that game is kind of funny. And Wolfboy Twilight, I did get your whisper, and I will add you. So, we're going to wrap it up for now. And like I said, tomorrow is the new DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So we may give that a go tomorrow. We're going to see how the rest of the week sort of wraps up. Thank you, everybody who joined, hung out, followed, everything else. I'm trying to think of anything else that I forgot, other than my name, which is Storm of Iron. This has been SnowRunner, and let's go raid one particularly delightful Gigi Edgley, and have a good time, because she's cool. Good people. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 viewers are ready to raid. So, we are ready to raid now. We're going to go check her out. Relic, thank you very much. That is the merch link if anybody wants a t-shirt, coffee mug, or even a sticker. We have Storm of Iron stuff. So, yeah. We may be on tomorrow, about 5:30. 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It may even be Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Depends on how the download goes and depends on what happens. So, let's go raid. And, yeah, Norman, you definitely do like stuff. I will catch you all on the flip-flop. Yeah, actually, the shirts are really good. Relic is 100% right. We're going to go raid.